call the meeting to order and ask Councilman Watson to lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Councilman Poole.
Here.
Councilman Cotton.
Here.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Here.
Councilman Watson.
Here.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Here.
Mayor Lovelace.
Here.
A quorum is present.
Approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
I make a motion we approve the minutes of the last meeting as presented by the clerk.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Kerry Barton, second by Councilman Watson, to approve the minutes of the council of the previous meeting. Are there any additions or deletions? Hearing none. Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
The minutes are approved.
I'd like to welcome our visitors here today. Several people here that I haven't seen before, so I appreciate y'all joining us today. Today is sort of a bittersweet day. We have 3 councilmen that will be leaving us after this meeting today, and I just wanted to say a few words. The first councilman is Councilman Pat Poole, and Councilman Poole recently was a lot of help with us with an industrial recruit. He's got he's fluent in Spanish and has got a background in trucking, and therefore was able to help them solve and resolve some issues, which was very helpful in bringing them to Brewton. For his district, I thought I'd read out some of the streets and things he's gotten done. He's gotten paved Bonita Avenue, Smith Lane, Loveless Lane, Old Castleberry Road, Tiger Drive, Douglas Lane, Sowell Road North, and sidewalks on Tiger Drive. $689,000 worth of work Councilman Poole got done in his district while he was councilman. And if I was in his district, I think I would appreciate that. So Pat, what I'd like to give you for your time here is a key to the city and our appreciation.
All right.
Thank you. One of our original councilmen, Councilman Bill Littles, passed away during his term, and the council thought long and hard at that time who would be the best person to step in Councilman Little's place and finish out the term. And a former councilman, Kerry Barton, who had an accident at one time and wasn't physically able to continue, was a unanimous choice of the council, and Kerry agreed to step in and serve Councilman Little's place, and he had the background and the knowledge of his district, and so he was up to speed immediately at the first meeting. When I was putting together a list of projects that councilmen had gotten done, Kerry, who had originally served starting in 2005, had a long list, and rather than read his list, I'll just give you the total. For his district, $2,039,000 since he's been on the council, and just since he was on the council this year, another $150,000 he got approved for his district, and already has 2 projects already approved for Daca Street and Bryant Circle. So, Kerry, I want to tell you, I really appreciate you, and the council appreciates you coming back on the council and helping us out. Thank you. Last councilman that's retiring is Councilman Frank Cotton, and I decided not to try to compile a list because of the projects he's gotten done since he's been on the council, because I really don't want to spend that much money on paper that it would take to print out for Councilman Cotton. 28 years makes him the longest-serving councilman that the city of Brewton has ever had. And so I've got a proclamation that I'd like to read first, and then I'll present it to Councilman Cotton. Proclamation in recognition of outstanding service to the people of the city of Brewton. Whereas the city of Brewton seeks to support and encourage outstanding leadership and dedicated service to its residents, and whereas Councilman John F. Frank Cotton has dutifully served the city of Brewton as councilman for 28 years, marking the longest term in office of any councilman in the city's history, and whereas Councilman Cotton has acted with reason, clarity, and dignity to improve the city of Brewton and represent the citizens of District 2, and whereas Councilman Cotton has worked to lead our city with wisdom, character, and fairness to all, now therefore be it proclaimed by the mayor and the city council of the city of Brewton, Alabama, that Councilman Frank Cotton be honored by the city and all its residents on this his final meeting before retirement from office. Proclaimed this 24th day of October 2016, Yancey Lovelace, Mayor. Thank you, Coach Cotton. I'd also like to thank you key to the city, so you have both. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And we'll get a little better picture after.
All right. Okay.
Next item is approval of the agenda.
Council has a copy of the agenda, and we just need to, all those, are there any questions, any deletions, any changes proposed? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The agenda is approved as presented.
Next item is a public hearing on the 2016 city warrant discussing the use of the proceeds as per section 94.01. And I will call that public hearing to order. And the city has heretofore published notice of a public hearing to be held pursuant to section 94.01 of the Constitution of Alabama of 1901 as amended, respecting proposed issuance of the city's general obligation warrants to finance various improvements in the city, including without limitation extensions to and repairs of the city's sanitary sewer system, repaving and improvement of certain streets and roads, and purchases of land, building, and equipment for the city's industrial park or for other municipal uses, all for the purpose of promoting general economic development in the city. Said improvements being here collectively called the Series 2016 improvements. And now I'll open the floor for any questions or comments from the members of the city or the council or the citizens. Hearing none, I will close the public hearing. The next item is a resolution for the approval of the issue.
I make a motion we approve resolution number 16-10-4-1.
Second.
On there.
Motion by Councilman Kerry Barton, second by Councilman Fred Barton, for approval of resolution 16-24-1. Any comments, any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. The resolution is approved.
Under old business, there is none noted. Under new business, the first item is this, I'll turn over to the city clerk.
This resolution is presented for your consideration for $3,000 in local matching funds to be used for the pre-design work on an airport improvement grant. The improvements would be primarily to convert the runway lighting to LEDs at the airport. The full project cost is estimated to be approximately $250,000, but would not be implemented until 2018.
Offer motion to approve resolution number 16-1024.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Watson, second by Councilman Kerry Barton. Is there any discussion? Any further discussion? The hearing none. Well, Councilman. Let's see. Motion passes, and okay, sorry. Councilman Poole.
Yes.
Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
Motion passes. The resolution 16-1024 is approved.
Next item is the approval of 2016 warrants, terms, and conditions ordinance. And I call on the city attorney to get hands.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, 2 weeks ago, we passed a ordinance with the parameters of how much we're going to borrow and the amount of these warrants. And since that meeting, they've been priced, and it ended up with warrants, general obligation warrants totaling $5,640,000 and taxable general obligation warrants totaling $15,000. They've been priced and interest rate set, and they will be paid out over the next 12 years to 2030. They'll be all paid off of them. But these monies will be used for the purposes described by Mayor Lovelace in the 94.01 public hearing, and from anything from redeeming and refunding some 2009 warrants to doing some much needed improvements in the city. So we're ready to go on this.
Offer motion for immediate consideration of ordinance number. Introduction of 16-1024.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Watson, second by Councilman Fred Barton to introduce. Any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Cotton. Councilman Poole.
Yes.
Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
Motion passes. The warrants ordinance is introduced.
Motion for immediate consideration of ordinance number 16-1024.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Watson, second by Councilman Fred Barton for immediate consideration of ordinance 16-1024. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Poole.
Yes.
Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
Mayor Lovelace.
Yes.
Motion passes. The ordinance is introduced for immediate consideration.
Get the list.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 16-1024.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Kerry Barton, second by Councilman Fred Barton to approve 2016 terms and warrants, ordinance 16-1024. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes, and the 2016 warrants ordinance is approved.
Under announcements and comments, the first one we have is Councilman Fred Barton.
Thank you, Mayor. Last meeting, the city clerk read a list of streets that this council had approved for repaving. He read list from 1 to 33. I'll continue at 34, ending up with 47. Those streets are Sylvania Street, Lynbrook Drive, Belleville Avenue, Hotel Street, downtown Brewton parking lot, number 4, Great Myrtle Street, Booth Street, Porkwood Lane, Patrick Lane, Gregory Lane, Dogwood Lane, Glen Road, Long Street, Moore Street. Also, in addition to that, we'll be adding sewer to the Oakwood subdivision, and also we'll be upgrading sewer in the downtown Brewton area.
You make that?
I make that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fred Barton, second by Councilman Watson, for approval of the improvements, street improvements. Any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes and the improvements are approved.
Next item is a discussion on traffic control, and I'll call on Chief McGugan.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. Councilman Joe Watson, District 4, contacted me in reference to speed breakers being placed in his district. After a couple of days of riding around and looking at everything with Councilman Watson, came up with Sile Road, having one speed breaker put on that right in front of somewhere around the area of First St. Salome Church. Also doing a 4-way stop at the intersection of Underwood and Sywell Road. East Jackson putting 2 speed breakers, Connolly putting 3, Lovelace putting 3, Underwood, the east side, putting 2, East Street 2, Lambert Street 2, St. Joseph Avenue 2, Brooks 2, and Rankin 2. And then also Martin Luther King around the Sportsman Park area, putting 2 speed breakers there. Also speaking with Councilman Fred Barton, District 5, he needs some placed on Dawson Street and Fleming Lane at the intersection of Stallworth Street. We'll be getting up with Craig Jerkins to go ahead, if this is voted, to go ahead and get these installed in District 4 and a small portion of District 5.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I also know that some of the councilmen that will be coming into office will be adding in the future some additional ones, and we'll address those when they're in office and when they're added.
Motion by Councilman Watson, second by Councilman Fred Barton, for approval of the placement of signs and speed bumps. Any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Poole?
Yes.
Councilman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. The
Thank you, Chief.
placement of signs and speed bumps is approved.
Are there any other comments or
I have
announcements?
Get the last word received.
I would like to thank the city of Brewton for my term on the council. Thank you, Brewton. God bless you. I make a motion we adjourn.